Good morning. My name is Sam. I have the privilege to lead U.S. logistics at Krispy Kreme. Now, I thought I was following Ganesh, but also a drum line. How do you follow that? Donuts? That should help. So I'd love to dive into lyric, but before I do that, just like a donut needs to proof before the glaze, I'm going to make you wait. Instead, we're going to start with a question. Ganesh already warmed your arms up, so that's good. I'm going to tell you a story, and then the glaze. We'll jump into lyric and fresh, hot donuts. So first, just a show of hands, who here would describe themselves as a builder, a DIYer, a tinkerer, something like that? Yes, that's good. Well, if you're anything like me, you spend some weekends learning a new skill on YouTube to tackle a household project. After 1, 2, or 4 trips to the home improvement store, at the end of the weekend, there's your project. 90% complete. And how do I say this? People can tell you did it yourself. My wife got me this t-shirt last Christmas. It says, "A couple more days construction. We're always almost done." She's hilarious. It got me thinking a little bit about work and some network models. They're always almost done. Just got to fix this, got to fix that. 2 months later, your team is finally presenting their recommendations. And inevitably, someone in the room asks, does this include the latest 5+7 forecast, the third round of price increases, and the president's latest tweet regarding tariffs? I'm going to need a couple more days. It's no surprise to me that we had so many hands raised and we're all here at Lyric and Power, because before you can ask a question, before you get an answer, before you run a scenario, network design starts with building. We build our way into the answers. I love that. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about how Lyric found me at just the right time. We're going to wind the clock back 11 years to 2014. I was working at a commercial bakery in Florida. Show of hands here. Again, who has ever worked in a factory? Raise them high and proud. You deserve it. You earned that. They should give out badges. Now, just nod your head now if this sounds familiar. The only thing that had changed in my factory since they opened the doors in 1988 were the cars in the parking lot. Not the furniture, not the wallpaper, not the annual employee appreciation cookout, same hot dogs. Not a lot of the people and the processes. That included how my team loaded and distributed bread. Oh, sorry. Pretend you didn't see that. Every day we would load about 30 truckloads, 500,000 units of bread and rolls to distribute across the Southeast, 6 days a week across 3 ships. And to support my team with that work, they leveraged an ancient technology that you have no idea about. More than 40,000 years old. Now this is where I say, anyone want to guess what that is? Anyone? Shout it out. The tally mark. That's right, 40,000 years old. I was thinking someone would say abacus. We had load sheets at every dock door, 93 items. For every stack of bread they loaded, a tally mark. And because accountability, we missed it there. Because accountability is important, everyone got their very own colored pen. So at the end of the day, the sheet looked something like this. When the truck was loaded, the supervisor would scoop up the paperwork, take it into the office, and begin counting and entering each item into our multi-million-dollar ERP. From tally marks to SAP, just like that. Now our core metric is cube utilization. How much stuff can we cram on the truck? This is pretty good. My team was good. How good? Well, every few days, they would defy the laws of physics because we would count more tally marks than physically possible. Unless you did something like that. Now, you're probably thinking the same thing that I was thinking at that time. There's got to be a better way. So I'm in my late 20s at the time, still figuring out corporate America. So I did what I thought every middle-level manager would do at that time. I took my problem, and I marched up to corporate, and I demanded a solution. They had, I thought, what I needed. The brains, the budget, and the authority. Boy, was I wrong about one of these. I'll let you guess. They also had something I didn't account for. Time. They said that sounds like a great project for our IT roadmap. Has anyone heard this before? They said, come back in 2 years. Now, for those who have worked in factories, you know that 2 years might as well be 22 years. I don't have that kind of time. I'm trying to get out of here. So I went back to work. I shifted gears. I put on my builder's hat. That's going to be a theme here. I had to sit, I had to think, and I had an idea. I began working on a digital prototype. I took all my technical skills, a little bit of sprinkling of YouTube, and I got to work. That is supposed to say, oh, that's interesting. That screen says BF8B01X. That says Excel. We're talking Excel. No surprise here, right? What I created was raw, but effective, and not nearly good enough. Now, I wonder if Ganesh had this same thought many years ago. My big idea needed much bigger brains. Now, I did not have NVIDIA at my disposal, so I began searching for the biggest and best brain I could find. And in my factory, NVIDIA came in the form of IT Bill, our IT manager. Now, IT Bill is the IT manager you want in your factory because not only does he have the sneaky skills of a coder, but he's also completely willing to bend and break the rules. So he took my idea, he probed, he prodded, he asked questions, and in the process, he took my idea and made it far better than I could have ever imagined. No more colored pens. He added a badge reader to scan the employee's badge. No more paperwork. When you finished a truck, it would zap an email to the shipping office and the receiving location. And because this is IT Bill after all, he added a loading screen with Star Wars trivia. No joke. In the process, we went 100% digital. I'm obviously very proud of this, but I'm more proud of this picture, which was taken a month ago. Still going strong. Now, one day, this will be someone's example of ancient technology. I know that, but I'm okay with it. So why am I telling you this? Why does it matter? Well, it taught me a valuable lesson. When building a solution, you don't need a lot of time or money. You need to start with a problem or a question. In this case, is there a better way? You need an idea, and you need a brain. Great story. What does it have to do with Lyric? I told you we're proofing the donut here. I'm planting seeds, so stay with me. So now we're going to jump forward in time to just 2 years ago. Same company, different problem, a big problem. I'm working in a transformation office, and after an acquisition, we have to design the most optimal logistics network and consolidate 2 massive DSD, direct store delivery organizations. And I was struggling. If you're wondering, that is an AI-generated blue llama. I'll let you figure that out. I was struggling because our software could not solve end-to-end. It worked really well within a silo. Network optimization had it done, right? But it struggled to break the barrier and solve end-to-end. So I found myself again with my builder's hat on, developing more nimble solutions to give me that full picture. We're talking Excel again. Listen, I'm not ashamed to say it. I love Excel. And it worked. Now, around that same time, someone from Walmart's Centroid team reached out about an opportunity. During the interview process, I learned about these massive teams from Walmart and Amazon. Data scientists, supply chain experts, builders, all gathered together to solve problems and build solutions in-house. So busy, in fact, that I don't know who, but someone copied the other's last mission statement sentence here. They end in the same words. I don't know who was first. So I'm fascinated by this. This is basically IT Bill and me at scale, right? And I was hooked. Not enough to relocate to Arkansas. I love my marriage. We're not moving right now. But no, I would build this in-house at my company. So I did what I thought every middle-level manager would do in this situation. I marched up to corporate and I demanded a data scientist. Just one. 0 for 2. It's okay, because now my antennas are up. Thinking differently, thinking about solutions. You know when you're shopping for a car and you begin to see that car everywhere? It's a little bit like that. And just by chance, a couple months later, I met Lyric and I met Ganesh. Now, by this time, I'd spent 10 years exploring different supply chain solutions. It took me an hour with Ganesh to know 2 things. One, this guy is really excited about his big idea. And 2, he had reason to be. I could see that Lyric was different. With Lyric, I didn't need a data scientist. Lyric would be my brain. Unfortunately, similar to my factory, we'd been using the same ancient computing tool for a long time, and I didn't have the authority. And change is hard. So I tried. I did try. 0 for 3. But it just takes one hit to change the game. About a year ago, a friend of mine reached out about an opportunity at Krispy Kreme. They were looking for someone to design and optimize their logistics network of over 100 factories and 7,000 daily fresh donut deliveries. In the interview process, they said, "We are not a cruise ship. We're like a speedboat. We like to go fast." I was sold. I told Ganesh, week 1, I meet my team. By week 4, they meet Lyric. Finally a hit. With that average, I mean, you're like an all-star, right? 1 hit. So now I had my brain. All we had to do was feed it the problems and the ideas, right? So where would we start? If we were Centroid and we're building in-house, we'd probably hire about 20 modelers. So I hired 1. They started in March. Now, what next? Well, we'd want to build a model built for purpose, built for donuts, delivered fresh daily. We'd want to consider all the critical inputs all at the same time and be prepared to make quick decisions. I'll tell you what we wouldn't be thinking about. Silos. We talked about this, breaking barriers. Silos are great. Silo manufacturers, they're great for flour and sugar, but not for this. We'd be thinking further downstream where the ingredients come together. We'd be thinking a pipeline. So what would we tackle first? My burning question. Could Lyric solve DSD, network optimization and transportation, in the same model? Well, in short, yes, it can. We're doing it. And there's someone who happens to be here today who I have to thank. Someone who I connected with over a year ago who gave me the confidence that Lyric could tackle this problem. Oh, it's not there. Nitesh from Team Mondelez. We connected well over a year ago, 12 time zones apart. And not only did he give me the confidence that Lyric could tackle this problem, because they had started working on it, but he gave me the comfort in knowing that I was not alone. We had both tried and failed to solve DSD. We had both kicked different solutions to the curb, and we both saw the promise in Lyric. And I think an undersold aspect of Lyric is that because it's so customizable, if anyone here has solved a problem with Lyric, you may have just solved it for all of us. So as long as you are not also making donuts, I would love to collaborate. So there's one slide missing, but a peek under the tent, I'll show you later. What does Lyric do? How does it solve this problem? Well, it takes a very complex problem and it breaks it down into chunks, solving smaller problems more quickly and then bringing the results back together. I promise it's more complicated, but that is as well as I can explain it. So how would we use this new superpower? Well, let's just say one of our lines in Chicago goes down. If we don't act quickly, the citizens of Chicago may not get donuts. And the citizens of Chicago deserve donuts. So with network optimization and routing in one, we're able to simply turn off a node, run the model, and deliver a routing and a production solution quickly so that the operations team can go and execute. What else are we working on? Oh, well, there it is. Peek under the tent. So this one I did not see coming. Demand planning. We're very excited about our preliminary results. Let's start by agreeing on one thing. Demand planning is not easy. You've got changing consumer preferences, you've got inflation, you've got price pack architecture, and if you don't know what that means, ask anyone from the Coca-Cola company, makers of those adorable 7.5-ounce sodas. Demand planning's messy, but imagine for a second you're a demand planner at Krispy Kreme, and you have no inventory, nothing. Every day is a new investment. Every day is a chance to make a heart-wrenching trade-off. And why do I say heart-wrenching? I'm not just being dramatic. I'm going to share with you a recurring nightmare that I know many of our demand planners experience. Now imagine you're sleeping. Feel free to close your eyes. And picture a 4-year-old girl. She's been waiting all week to go to the donut shop with her father to get the Wonder Woman donut. She is grinning from ear to ear as she approaches the bakery case, only to find out she will have to settle for Batman. As tears stream down her face, that's when you wake up in a cold sweat. What's a demand planner to do? You thought your jobs were hard. Our decisions can make children cry. When faced between the two extremes, unlimited donuts, maximum sales, maximum joy, huge investment, a lot of waste. Or the alternative, limited donuts, so many tears, crying children everywhere. But great job, supply chain, zero waste. So with Lyric, we're leveraging our sales and our return data to build a more intelligent model, to find the sweet spot between sales and waste. And the early results are very exciting, and they're not what you expect. With our supply chain minds, we're always thinking about waste, but we actually have a huge opportunity just to make more donuts. Tony's in the back. He's making too many children cry. But we're going to fix it with Lyric. Last use case, cost to serve, but not at all costs. Now, pack your bags. We're going on a trip to Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Why, Sam, are we going to Kosciuszko, Mississippi? Two reasons. Number one, it's awfully fun to say. You can try it. Kosciuszko. You're saying it in your head, I know. Second reason is it's a very special place. Like thousands of small towns across America with nothing for 40 miles in any direction, especially not a Krispy Kreme factory. So why would we deliver our donuts to Kosciuszko? Well, I'll tell you. If you search for groceries in Kosciuszko, here's what you'll find. A CVS, $2 Generals, a place called Sunflower, and a Walmart. So if you are in or around Kosciuszko and you need something, let's say a fishing rod, where do you think you go? Walmart. Groceries for a family of four, you're likely going to Walmart. And for those two reasons, Kosciuszko Walmart is a great place for us to sell our donuts. When you look at the revenue, this one's a winner. But as you zoom out, that's when it gets a bit more questionable. We've got about a 2-hour round trip. And remember, we've got to make the daily investment. We're going every single day. And in logistics, we have to ask the difficult question. Can we afford to deliver our donuts to Kosciuszko? Well, with Lyric, we're able to analyze each and every stop independently with a granular level of detail to answer the question. To go or not to go? Will the citizens of Kosciuszko have donuts tomorrow? I'm building anticipation here because this is the climax, so get ready. The citizens of Kosciuszko, the Kosciuszkins, they have Lyric to thank for their donuts tomorrow. Anyone from Kosciuszko? Okay, didn't think so. So what else? What are we excited about? Where are we going next? Well, three things. Well, first, leveraging the power of the crowd. We've got over 100 shops with critical information that we need. Instead of spreadsheets and emails, we take Lyric as an application, we face it to the field. We gather inputs that we need more quickly to streamline the modeling. Second, more about demand planning, building a more intelligent model. What do we think happens to donut sales every year in Lakeland, Florida, when the Plant City Strawberry Festival comes to town? Did we forecast for it? What happens along Taylor Swift's tour path? Do we forecast for it? What happens to drive-through sales on a rainy Tuesday or grocery sales on a hot and humid Wednesday? Do we forecast for it? It's all about building a more intelligent model and finding that sweeter spot. Last but not least, bringing it all together with supply material plan. We take Lyric as an application and we face it to the shops. Using the Lyric forecast, Lyric recommends an order for the materials and ingredients for the shop to simply approve or make an adjustment. And for every adjustment, we capture a reason code in pursuit of building a better model and a better recommendation the next time. That's all my time. Appreciate it. Looking forward to networking and keep building. Thanks.